For that. I'm going to talk about Islamic Day for Anti-Violence Against Women. And as you know, as you see, it's Islamic Day. We know that in 25th of November, there is International Day for Ending Violence Against Women. We are working to activate, as I said, Islamic values and the principle to have Islamic Day. Which means we want to provoke the principle to end violence against women in Iraq. In the name of God, the other page, please, the second page. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most gracious, God commands justice, the doing of good and liberality to kith and kin, and he forbids all shameful deeds and injustice and rebellion, and instructs you that ye may receive admonition. The chapter, the B, in Quran. It's very obvious from that verse in Quran that violence against women is one of the oppression, aggression, and injustice manifestations which is forbidden in the holy books, and among them Quran, not just in Quran, in all books, holy books. Quran, as it quoted in that verse, in the title of this slide, people that believe in God and in Judgment Day should have a stronger perception of responsibility. The faith in God gives the motivation into defending the prospect of right, justice, and equality. Islam condemns all forms of violence against women, and in pre-Islamic Arabia, violence against women began at birth in the form of killing girls, which means burying alive. Islam prohibited the practice of female infanticide. Not only did the Quran prohibit this, but also in the practice of Prophet Muhammad, he denied that practice. And it has been narrated that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, glorious God, said is to be gentler with female than with male. And if any male that offers happiness to woman that is a relative to him, God will bless him with happiness on Judgment Day. The Holy Quran allocated two verses or two long chapters in Quran. One is called the woman, we in Arabic call chapter An-Nisa, which call about rights and obligations of women. And also a long chapter in Quran called Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, to talk about her suffering. That means Quran respect women and care about her suffering. And because we believe that Islam dignify the other chapters, and because of that, we in Al-Hakim Foundation, because the phenomena of violence became a global violence, that's why we are looking for all means and ways to invest in ending violence, and one of that, as I said, the values and the principle of Islam. Our leaders, Al-Hakim, Sayyid Abdul Aziz Al-Hakim, because of that, he announced 1st of Safar, which is in Islamic calendar, the second month, to announce it as Islamic Day to end violence against women. And the reason why we chose this day, because in 1st of Safar, in 61st, in our Islamic calendar, Lady Zainab from the Prophet family with kids being exposed to a very harsh treatment as a prisoner of war. And because all human beings deny that, we chose that day to symbolize the violence against women and to invest in our values in Islam to end violence against women. We want to have, in addition to the 25th of November, to have our national Islamic Day to provoke people to deny violence against women. And Al-Hakim Foundation start to adapt that day to work with our Secretary General in the other page, please, with our Secretary General, Sayyid Ammar al-Hakim, to see how we could activate that day. And we have this year the 3rd International Conference, which we commemorate the day of 1st of Safar and talk about the suffering of women and kids at that day. And we shed light on the practice of violence in Iraq in our society and how that is rejectable by all human beings. Sayyid Ammar al-Hakim, the Secretary General, quoted in that conference to say, "We strongly condemn violence against women in all its forms and manifestations," and added that the most serious cases of violence against women, when it turns to be a phenomenon, it starts to be a traditions and acceptable behavior in the society. That when it is really serious. Also, he added, we need to find out the background and root causes and consequences of this dangerous phenomenon and how to treat them to eliminate them. And also, that's one of the activity the Al-Hakim Foundation done. But the other step that we go forward is to have objective survey about violence against women in Iraq. And Al-Hakim Foundation adopted a big project, a national project, to run a survey all around Iraq in many provinces, in Kirkuk, Erbil, Sulaymaniyah, Najaf, Karbala. And to do that survey, it needs a big effort. We done a survey to include 10% of our population in Iraq. I'm not going to go, because I don't have much time to go through this survey. We started on August 29, that survey. We finished it. And that survey put the base for objective study to the phenomena of violence in Iraq and to find the solutions for it in the elimination process. Those cities that we run the survey on about violence, it represents all kinds of Iraqi society segments, families, education. It includes this category. What kind of education women included in this survey have, material status, and it is included questions about age, social, household working, family size, employer, and job and income. And through this survey, we have so many numbers. I'm not going to go through all of them because I will need 15 minutes just to talk about that. But if you see the red number, it says housewives form 58% of the cases of violence, which means most of the violence, and that's come in parallel with the international statistics, which talk about domestic violence. Most of the cases is domestic violence. Also, in the other page, if we go to it, it talk about the consequences of violence, the other slide. Not this, I think. Consequences about violence, it talks 20% of the consequences of violence are mental irritability, which means the consequences is mental, 20%, and depression, 18%. The other slide, women exposed to violence. It talks about 22% of women frequently exposed to violence, which is very high percentage. The other slide, talking about the sources of violence. And it says 30% of violence come from husbands. And also talk about places of violence, which is coming 50% from homes. Also, it talk about cause of violence, which say 33% of the causes of violence are anger. Responses of women to violence, and that surprised me, and it's really a big concern. It says 39% of the response is keep it quiet. This tells us that, if we summarize, tell us that most of the violence happen at home. most of it from husbands, and most of women respond is to keep it secret, which is really concerning for us in a country that there is no places or mechanism for women to go and complain about violence. And just to mention the last slide, please, which is, I want to talk about in this survey, the importance of our religious leader to help on ending violence in our country. Our country, we have marja'iyya, which means we have religious, spiritual leaders have so much influence in our country. And thanks God, after we done the survey, and also when adapt this first of Safar as Islamic Day for violence against women, we find, I don't know if the last slide could show, our spiritual leader, Sayyid Muhammad Sa'id al-Hakim, and our other spiritual leaders was so happy with our step for adapting Islamic Day for ending violence against women. And not just that, he announced that it is a great step to go forward to bring justice to our society and end violence against women. We consider this as a victory for us, because if religious leaders talk, that helps us a lot and to be in the right track to end violence against women. Thank you very much. And